I don't know about you guys, but I'm personally really enjoying these internet debates that are going on that, like, honestly really mean nothing. We just finished talking about, can the average man take on the average dog in a fight? And now the conversation online has shifted to, can 100 men take on one silverback gorilla, but no weapons? I guess you can plan. That's the only thing, because you have a lot of people saying, oh, I'll bring a gun. No. Hand-to-hand combat, can 100 men take on a silverback gorilla? Today we're going to be talking about that, and instead of just giving my take, I want to take a look at what people had to say over on the Explore page as well. Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle, I am your guy with too many YouTube channels. Let me bring you over to one of the posts that has been talking about this. This was one of those, excuse me, I'm just going to pause this video over here just in case anything ends up copyrighted. People have been posting things like this all over the place. This 100 men versus one gorilla discourse is killing me, because all this stems from the fact that people just don't realize how big of a number 100 is. Just count 1 to 100 slowly right now. 30 to 40 is enough to handle a gorilla. Now, if you're interested, I was on team there is no dog on this planet that is going to beat me in a fight. But when it comes to a silverback gorilla, there is no human on this planet that could beat a silverback gorilla in this fight. There is no me on the planet that could beat any sort of silverback gorilla whatsoever. I don't know the exact weight of these things, but I know that they weigh from like somewhere around 700-800 pounds all the way up to 2,000 pounds. They are about 10 times stronger than the strongest human on the planet. You think that we're going to do anything to this? And I get it. 100 men, it's a lot of mass. It's a lot of mass to deal with. It's a lot of people, but not one of these people can individually stand one shot, one swipe from a gorilla, one kick from a gorilla. It's insane to think that. And then if you want to think about it too, where everybody's kind of like on saying something along the lines of, well, it's 100 people, just pile on the gorilla. You won't be able to. The gorilla's not that big. It's not like taking on some like giant beast. What are you going to get? Like maybe 8, maybe 10 maximum around the gorilla if you all want to attack at once. And you're not going to be able to attack it all at once. Like you can, for humans are going to trip over each other, even the best game planned ones. And even like if you want to take the most comfortable fighters of all time. And for context on this, just in case you're wondering anything about me, is I have been involved in MMA for the most of my life. I am very comfortable in a sort of combat setting, any sort of combat setting, I should have said, excuse me, but I am not comfortable even just being with 99 other people around a gorilla. I do not think that I have a single chance with anything that I've learned, man. So, everybody wants to pile on the gorilla, right? What are we going to do to it? Besides, like, maybe, if you want to go for the testicles, if you want to gouge the eyes, I don't even think then it would work. The thing would tear you apart. It would bite you. It would kick you. It would swipe you. It would punch you. That thing is stronger than beyond belief. And the way that I'm imagining this, guys, is it's like if you were sitting here, like, for me, I'm 27 years old. I'm a little bit smaller than the average guy. There is like an infinite number of toddlers that I can take on, and I imagine it being similar to that. You go to a grade school and you have a bunch of kindergartners coming in and trying to attack you. It just matters when I'm going to run out of steam, but I can guarantee you I can take on that entire school, right? It doesn't matter. The strength difference is insane, and none of the amount of power that they can generate will do anything to hurt you. Humans just aren't built for the type of fight and the type of aggression a gorilla brings. Their durability and their resilience is insane compared to the best human of all time. We won't be able to do any sort of meaningful damage. The aggression, its pain tolerance, it's beyond anything that we can handle. And honestly, something that I forgot to mention, if you want to talk about like, okay, well, there's 100 people. We'll have to circle it, right? Only 6 and 7 can get to the gorilla at a time. What happens when the gorilla, like, rips one of them in half or bites their neck off, snaps all of their bones? You don't think the other people that are just going to, like, cripple and be like, maybe I don't really want this to happen to me, and they're going to take off? No, that's probably what is going to happen. I would say 99.9% of the time, the gorilla would beat 100 people. And like the perfect world where the humans are landing nut blow after nut blow, happen to get the fingers in the eyes, and everybody is fearless, willing to die themselves for the cause, maybe 1% of the time, less than 1% of the time. But in reality, the silverback gorilla is going to be standing over, just in 1 or 2 minutes, a pile of human bones and blood. And this is coming from the guy, guys, in the video that I've talked about. I just made it, and I'm going to point you over to that video later. When we talk about, like, can a human take on a dog? I truthfully believe there's not a dog on this planet that can beat me in a fight. There's no 100 people that could beat a gorilla in a fight. It is completely different. But of course, It's not just about what I think. Let's take a look at the Explore page and what people had to say about this. This topic went so viral it hit the Explore page. I love these. I love these so much. And by the way, guys, like and subscribe if you have not already. The Salt of the Earth had this to say: the 100 men versus 1 gorilla debate just shows you how far much men have become weak and cowardly. What do you expect when the average man can barely do 10 push-ups? If modern men were actually fit, strong, athletic, and brave, this shouldn't even be a discussion. Men fell off. He's right in what he's saying, okay? And this is something that I actually brought up with the dog video. I'm even talking about to the point where not even the most athletic men of the planet, not even like generations ago, you know how tough those men used to be, they wouldn't even be able to take on a gorilla. With weapons? Yes, but we're not talking about weapons here. We're talking about hand-to-hand combat. But yeah, for the average men, 100 average men today, the ones that can't do any push-ups, yeah, that shouldn't even be a discussion, dude. I completely agree with that part, okay? People are actually underestimating how many 100s, how many 100 is in this men versus gorilla debate. 100 is a lot of people, really. And this is true. It is, but again, how many people are realistically going to get to this gorilla at a time to throw punches? Maximum 10? Maximum? Otherwise, the other ones would just have to idle around. And you know what's going to happen? That gorilla's going to pick up one of them by the legs and swing it like movie style. It's going to break their bones. Like, there is no amount of force that humans can generate that would hurt the gorilla. And again, maybe if you happen to get to the eyes and the testicles, but I doubt that's going to happen, to be honest with you, they would need to be the most willing to die people on this planet for it to work. But I do like that, and I think it's a good representation. 100 men versus 1 gorilla. They used to take out woolly mammoths within like 15 to 20 guys. Yeah, but they had oh, sorry. This is what I'm talking about, the reply over here. I agree with that. They had weapons. If we're talking hand-to-hand, then there's a certain point, maybe like 25, that adding extra humans no longer becomes helpful. Yep, well said. Well said. If we had access to weapons, this wouldn't even be a debate either. The humans would win 10 out of 10 times. My take on this is that 100 men versus 1 gorilla thing is that it entirely depends on how organized and willing to die the men are. No room for hesitation or dumb mistakes. If you just took 100 dudes from a tailgate and dropped them in an arena with a gorilla and they don't have a plan or motivation behind survival, they are so cooked. That's a good point, but I do agree with that. But the problem is, no matter how willing to die they are, they're going to lose. But that's like, if we're talking like the less than 1% of the time that the humans win, every single one of those men would need to be prepared to die for the cause. And that's not going to happen. As soon as one of them gets their neck bit into, as soon as one of them gets all of their bones snapped and they're screaming on the ground, perhaps with their intestines flowing out of their body, I do not believe that all of those men are going to be more motivated. What they're going to be motivated to do is run out of there. That's not going to happen at all. The gorilla versus 100 men debate is yet another proof that men can have intellectual discussions about the dumbest crap ever. I love it. Seeing compelling arguments on both sides, but I'm leaning towards a gorilla with this one. I love that too, man. I personally found the human versus dog one a little bit more fun to talk about. But the problem was so many people bringing up such bad faith arguments for that. When the average dog is a little bit like on the smaller side. Yeah, but what about an English Mastiff? Yeah, I still think that I'd beat a Mastiff in a fight, but that one was a little bit dishonest. But I do really love that, to be honest with you. The 100 men versus gorilla thing is so funny. Men can definitely kill a gorilla, but once a gorilla kills one person, others would retreat. I don't believe we could kill a gorilla. We would need weapons for it, but that's very accurate. All it's going to take is the gorilla destroying one person and then for the rest of them to retreat. And if you guys saw this, Mr. Beast posted, I need 100 men to test this, and he volunteers. 100 men versus a gorilla. And what's even funnier is supposedly Mr. Beast accidentally quote tweeted. I can't even say it. I can't even say it. I can't even suggest it to you, but look into it if you want. It's kind of funny. Mr. Beast, like, I think he wasn't looking too much into it, but he quote tweeted something that didn't make him like look so good. But could you imagine Mr. Beast making the 100 men versus gorilla thing? That'd be really funny. So in response to that, Sean Heilwell had this to say: something tells me Lily Phillips could put together a team on short notice. So, dude, could you imagine? She drags a bunch of 100 people over there just to drop them in an arena. That would be the weakest line of all time. Could you imagine the amount of people that be standing in the Lily Phillips line, dropping them in an arena with the gorilla? If you think that humans had a chance, that's like the weakest line that you could possibly imagine. I'd take the kindergartners over it. If you want to hear more about humans versus animals, I did make a video touching on the entire dog debate. Can the average man beat the average dog in a fight? I would love to have you over there in that video. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Take care.